Hello, this is Tony Speaks, and this is my lovely wife, Kim. We are the founders and co-creators of the lifestyle brand and podcast, Becoming Disciplined. Every week we meet, learn from, and share best practices with highly disciplined men and women from a variety of fields and endeavors.
Follow us on our journey.
If you have reached middle age, or if you are a younger person hoping to reach middle age, you will understand what I'm about to talk about. All of us middle-aged folk have that one friend who has refused to age with the rest of us. We all have that one friend who has vampire-like tendencies. We have that one friend who's like Pharrell, the music producer. Today, you get a chance to talk to that one friend of mine, Sean Amici Bowser. Today, you get a chance to talk to my old Army battle buddy. Today, fitness enthusiast, salesperson extraordinaire, Sean Bowser is becoming disciplined. Today on Becoming Disciplined, we interview fitness enthusiast and salesperson extraordinaire, Sean Amici Bowser. Sean, welcome to Becoming Disciplined. We are so honored to have you.
All right, thank you. How you doing? How's everyone doing today?
Oh, wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Now, Sean, before you educate us and share your current story, I think it's good for my audience to be aware of your context. Every superhero has an origin story. Sean, where did you grow up and what was your childhood like?
I grew up in Jackson, Mississippi.
Okay.
And I'm 48 years old, so I grew up, I guess you could say, the 70s, 80s, and 90s in Jackson. That's my formation. I guess you could say my mother. Okay, my mother is grew up during the civil rights era, so I'm the next generation after that. You know.
Now remember, for our audience, Sean and I were in the military together.
Okay, I will mention that. Okay.
Yeah. I remember you telling us that moms sometimes would even have. Mom and dad would have like sometimes civil rights leaders come over to the house and everything else when you were growing up.
Yeah. Matter of fact, in particular, Jesse Jackson spent the night at our house twice. And this was in the early 80s. I was a young man. I remember that. Actually, this is when he was running for president the first time. I don't know if you remember. He ran in 84.
That's right. I remember
so
84 and
84. I know he did. I remember him doing a fundraiser at our house. So I was like 10 years old. I remember that. Going into 11. So. Yeah, and because my stepfather was actually, Aries, I don't think you know this because, after we got out the military, my stepfather was a city councilman in Jackson for like 15 years. Like I think he did 3 terms. And then at one point he was an interim mayor in Jackson. And he also, now his day job, he was a professor, political science professor for over 40 years. And he retired. I think Leslie retired about 6-7 years ago.
Wow.
And believe it or not, at one point he was also the interim president of Jackson State for a school year after Ronald Mason left.
Wow.
So he's done a lot in his life. He's always been, I guess you could say, a mentor as well as not only my stepfather but a mentor, and as well as somebody that I looked up to.
That's good to know. That's good to know. Now, you mentioned Mr. Leslie. Maybe he's the answer to this next question. When you were a child, was there someone who inspired you with their level of discipline?
He definitely him. I guess you could say him. Yes, definitely, because he was very disciplined, and he instilled discipline on us. Even when we rebelled, he believed in the rod. You know what I mean? Even though he was my stepfather, but I remember my mother telling him he has permission to spank you.
Oh wow!
So it wasn't no, hey, you're not my daddy. None of that. It was like he has that permission, and he used it.
Right. Wow. So now, let me ask that question for any of our parents who are listening today. Do you think the spanking helped, or do you think it hurt, or what are your thoughts on spanking for all of us who are parents in training?
Are you talking to me?
Yeah, I'm talking to you. Oh. Yeah. Do you think the spanking helped?
Honestly, I'm sorry. I know we live in a PC world and cancel culture. I think spanking helps, man. I'm sorry. I mean, I even taught school. I know I told you this. I taught school one year out here in Dallas.
Uh-huh.
And you can see how there's no discipline at the house by the way the kids act at the school.
Mm.
And I'm not saying it has to be spanking, but maybe it's a generational thing. You can just tell, from the way the kids act, the way they talk to us as teachers, the way they talk to their parents, the way they didn't have any like as far as getting suspended or even flunking school, they had not a care in the world. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Like I remember when me and you were kids, I know kids that flunked, you got laughed at.
Right,
You literally got laughed at. But I remember when I taught school, man, I had kids and I taught 7th grade. And I remember you were either 12 or 13 in 7th grade because your birthday might have came in the middle of the year. I was teaching kids that was as old as 16.
Wow.
I had one kid with a beard like yours, like like mine, a goatee, like he had a goatee, driving to school in 7th grade.
Wow.
He had no business being there.
Man, that sounds like one of those guys that used to beat up Kid and Play in the house party movies.
Like Full Force.
Be a full force.
Full Force. Like doggone well they look like they were 30, like in high school. They ain't even 20, they were 30.
Now, for our listening audience, when I contact other people who I've served with in the military, we have all aged considerably. And one of the reasons why I invited Sean on today is Sean, he has not aged like the rest of us. Amen. So he has discovered the fountain of youth. So Sean, what about your lifestyle do you believe contributes to your Pharrell-like agelessness? Amen. So because you and Pharrell, y'all are drinking from the same fountain.
Man, you crazy. You crazy, man. Well, I'm gonna tell you I'm gonna tell you some simple things, man. And now I'm not perfect. I do fall off the wagon. I told you I had some PF change and I'm paying for it.
Right.
And I know that sounds very trivial. All you had was PF change. But as we get older, man, I realized now. Okay, let me take it back. I started getting really serious about working out when I was in my late 20s because you remember years. I was skinny.
Right.
I was a skinny dude.
I remember
in the army. I wasn't stocky at all. What was I? I think I was 165.
Right. I remember.
And even when I came home from the military and I was in college, I probably was still like 150, 165. I was still that weight all the way up into my late 20s. And then I just started. I wanted to get a little bigger. I wanted a little size. So I started working out, and I used to work out with other people because you wanted to look good. And I just started, like you say, like I'm using discipline as I started having the discipline to actually go to the gym every day. Now pay in mind, we back then we 25, 26, 27. So you can eat what you want.
Right. Right.
Now that working out 4 or 5 days a week and constantly doing that gave me the discipline and also gave me confidence too, because things happen in your life, man, that setbacks or whatever, so sometimes that'll affect your confidence as far as dealing with people, as far as dealing with relationships, as far as dealing with working. But I always took my if I had something bad going on in my life, I could take it to the gym and take it out on the weights. You know what I mean? Instead of taking it out on myself or taking it out on anybody else.
Right.
So that gives me, as far as discipline, that gave me discipline to just to get up in the morning or the evening and go to the gym, and do it day after day, even though you don't want to do it. Some days you don't want to do it.
Mm.
Now, in turn, as far as growing older, because of that discipline and going to the gym all the time, that has helped me out as far as, like you say, I guess keeping me looking young. Now, one thing that I do now is I had to stop. Now, one thing I do, well, let me take it. One thing I do now, I don't eat like I used to. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. I got high blood pressure now.
Wow.
I don't know if it's hereditary. I don't know. It just came out of nowhere. Now, I could put my tinfoil hat on and say it could have came from COVID because I did have COVID, last year.
Right.
But I'm not gonna do that. I mean, it is what it is. So Now I've totally cut back on what I eat at all. Like I don't eat any pork at all. Like I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm from Mississippi, man. I enjoy ribs and
Right,
barbecue,
right,
you
right,
know, and
right, right.
oxtails and you know, and fried chicken, everything. But you know, I can't eat that anymore. You know what I mean?
Amen. Amen.
Because I don't want to stroke out.
Amen.
I've
Amen,
had
brother.
pressure. I've walked around. My blood pressure was like 160 over 100. You know,
Wow.
when I had to go to the emergency room, um, and I had to get that taken care of, man. So now, like you saw me, you know, before we got on, you know, line, I was eating that fruit bowl. You know, I have to eat like that now.
Sure.
And also, what
Sure.
I also do, I don't know if anybody else knows about this. I also do something called intermittent fasting,
Okay.
and I do what you call well, you know about it, Eric. You told me about that. You were doing it.
That's right. That's right.
So
That's right.
what I do is I try to do a 16/8 intermittent fasting. Like my first meal, actually, my first meal was like at 1. I had some oatmeal, you know, in a
Mhm.
protein shake at 1. So I give myself an 8-hour window. You know what I mean?
Right.
And that actually works because it keeps. I think when you're not eating for 16 hours, it burns that fat. You know what I mean? So
That's
it
right.
keeps it keeps you a little leaner. You know what I'm
That's
saying?
good. That's good. That's
Instead of like
good.
gorging, like instead of like eating because you want to eat. You know,
Right.
like I did keto before and everything. Keto works too. Now I tried that too. That works too. But that takes an insane amount of discipline to do
That's
keto.
right.
An insane amount.
Yes.
When you
Yes.
can't get carbs. You did keto too, right?
I did it for a very brief time, but
Yeah.
staying in ketogenesis is pretty tough.
I'm gonna tell you it works because now another thing is this. Now I don't know if you know this because you haven't seen me in a while. I was at a point where I was heavy. I was about
Right.
250
Right.
when I first came out here because I started eating a lot of food. You know, because out here in Dallas, when you live in a big city like this, you always on the go. You know what I
Mm.
mean?
Sure.
You always in your car. It take 45 minutes to get everywhere. So
Right.
what's the first thing you're gonna do? You're gonna go to Mickey D's, get you uh, uh, two egg McMuffins or a Big Mac, or you're gonna go to Whataburger. They got a place
Right.
down here called Whataburger,
I
the
heard
best
about it.
burgers in the
Yes.
world. Or you're gonna go to or it's a lot of or here it's a lot of Mexican places to eat. You know, in
Mhm.
Texas. You know,
Right.
Mexican food is awesome, but it has a lot of bread and carbs and you know all that carbs and fat. It has a lot of that.
Right.
So when I moved out here, I was like 210 in awesome shape. I ballooned up to about 250. You know, a
Mhm.
couple years later. So I did do keto, and it works. I did keto about 6 months. I went from 250 to like 215.
Wow.
Um, right now I'm at 225, and
Okay.
you know I can stand to lose a few pounds, but you know we're our worst critic. You know what I mean?
Amen.
You know,
Amen. Amen.
like you telling me I look good, I'm thinking like, man, I need to tighten up right here.
Right.
Let's
Right.
see,
Right. Right.
I curse, man. My bad. I
No,
curse.
that's okay. That's okay.
Okay,
Hey, this is
I'm
not a
sorry.
religious
Oh,
podcast.
okay,
This
I'm
is not.
sorry.
No,
Okay,
this is not a religious podcast. I won't even take
okay.
it out. Amen.
But yeah,
But
yeah, that discipline, man, is just that helps you in life, man. Actually. Now, did you want? I'm sorry. Was there more questions you had? I
no,
mean,
I got some more. I got another question for you. Um, like you said, at one point you were pretty thin, and then in your late 20s, early 30s, you started
yes,
to put on some muscle mass.
yes.
My question was, it's really a two-sided question.
Okay.
One, was there an event? Was there something that made you angry that ticked you off? Was it a love that was lost? Was it something that snapped to take you to that next level where you put on all of that muscle mass? Or was it just a habitual thing where you followed a good habit and
Okay,
it
okay.
changed?
You gonna laugh about this. You're gonna laugh at this. So
Okay.
it was an event.
Okay.
So myself and some friends, you know, we were still relatively young. You know, what was I, 25 then, 26. Anyway, I was still doing young stuff. Okay, so this is the year. I think it was 1999 or 2000 when I really started getting serious in it. So this was when they used to have something called okay, Tallahassee, Florida is where FAMU is. They
Okay.
used to have something called Kapalua
Okay.
in the spring.
Right,
So
right.
for some reason, it was about 5 of us. We was like, man, we're gonna get right. We're gonna join the gym. We're gonna get some weight on. We're gonna go down there. We're gonna, you know, mac on some honeys.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
going down. So I think it was in April. And like January, we went to the gym. Oh, I forgot. 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 I forgot I forgot to tell you this. What also helped me put on muscle mass is because I discovered creatine. Remember creatine?
Oh, okay.
Remember
Okay.
creatine?
Oh,
So,
yeah. Okay. I've heard about it.
so I remember I was 165. By the time we got to that thing, I was like 185, 190. And you couldn't tell me nothing. Now, it was water weight, looking back, but I was bigger, you know what I mean? I put on some weight because I was
Right,
always
right, right.
always thin, man. I got a big head. My head is relatively, especially back then, it was relatively big for my size. I just want to
Right.
grow into, like you said, I wanted that confidence. So that event caused me to work out. And then I remember, guys after that event, guys started dropping off. You know what I mean? They started
Right, right.
coming to the gym. I kept going, and then I found some more guys in Jackson that like to work out like me. So we would meet up Monday through Thursday, and that's how I really got into it. Because to tell you, the people on the podcast and everything, the best way to work out is to have a workout partner. Now, because you need somebody there to motivate you.
That's awesome.
Like right
That's
now,
awesome.
at this age, I don't have a workout partner. But you know what motivates me now? I still play basketball. Now I'm a little older now. My wind is not like it used to be, but I got to go out there and play ball because I like the competition. It gives me a
Right.
reason to like, maybe I'm not saying like a fake enemy or something, but like that competition. Like I need
Right.
that competition to fuel my drive. For me to work out and for me to run harder and get up and down this court. Even though
Are you
some of these
still
guys,
dunking? Are you still dunking?
hell, no, sorry, I almost said hell no, no man, no. Them knees are shot. I wear
Oh,
braces now, man. When I go to the gym, I wear braces.
hey, man, that's part of life, man. That's part of life.
I'm gonna tell you something funny. You're gonna laugh at this. When I first came to Texas, I really was playing ball back then.
Right.
And man, we were playing, man. I was like 40 years old then, and like, dude was like, I got school right here. I got school. I'm like, who you talking to? School is school. Like, like, I got old school right here. I'm like, old school. Because out here, man, it's funny. You go from like being a, what's up, dog, a player, then they call you school.
Wow,
Then you
wow,
get
wow.
real old, they start calling you pop.
Oh, wow, 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 wow. How
When
did
you
we
get,
get to the point where they call us pops, man? How
yeah,
did we
that's what I'm
get
saying.
there,
Like, there
bro?
was one dude out there, like, yeah, I got pops. I'm not gonna call no dude pops, man. Like, but he could still run the floor. He was like 60.
That's
But
good,
they call him
man.
pops, man.
That's good. That's good, brother. That's good. Now, once upon a time, like you said, you worked as a counselor, but recently you made a shift into sales. Can
Yeah.
you tell us what inspired that move and how are you liking that move so far?
So, okay, I'm gonna be honest with this one. Okay. So when I moved out here in 14, I taught school that 1 year. I knew I didn't like that, man. First of all, I was too old to be teaching school. Teaching school is a young man's game, getting into it. You know what I mean?
Right, right, right.
When you're 40 years old trying to teach school, man, you don't have a lot of patience.
All right.
I'm just gonna be honest with you. So then I worked at AT&T. I did that for a year, but I wasn't satisfied with that job either.
Right.
So I was looking for work. I'm just being honest. So I had a friend. I had a friend that went out to the name of the place is called NFM, or it's short for Nebraska Furniture Mart.
Sure.
There are 4 locations. So where I work at is the biggest furniture store in America.
Mm,
It's 600,000 square feet of showroom space,
sure.
and there's a 1.2 million square foot warehouse behind it.
Wow.
But long story short, my friend went out there. Now this is about to be funny what I'm about to say. So, it's actually my line brother. He went out there. He was walking around, and he said, "Man, all the black guys worked there were smiling and they were happy. You know what I mean? They were happy." So he found me. They were like, "You need some help, man? You good?" Like he was like, "No, I'm good, man." Like looking around, like, "Why they so happy?" So he said he pulled one brother to the side. He said, "Hey, man, why y'all so happy in here?" He was like, "Man, it was a manager. Actually the guy that ended up hiring me. Got in Ashford Simple." He was like, "Man, that's because guys out here making $30, $40 an hour."
Wow.
And he
Wow.
was like, "I know the guy that can work here." And then he told me that, he said, "Man, you need to go out there and, try to get on there."
Right.
And
Right.
he gave me the guy's card.
Mm,
So I had an interview, man. I didn't know nothing about sales, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. I knew nothing about sales.
right.
I was in education research. That was my background.
Sure.
Sitting in the office. So I've been out there for over 5 years. Now, let me tell you this. I've been in 3 departments. I started off in the computer department because he was the manager of the computer department. He gave me a chance.
Right.
Now, I was a little bit above average. I wasn't great. You know what I mean? I was learning my way. When you're selling computers, computers are very technical. You have to
Right.
tell them how many bits, storage, speed. You can't. So it's a difference between selling. I always say, when you're selling computers, it's an object. When you're selling
Right.
furniture, it's a feeling. You know what I
Mm,
mean?
that's good to know.
So if I'm selling you a computer, you don't care about how it looks or how the keys feel. You care about what it can do. Like typing, how fast it is, the
Right. Right. Right.
speed, the graphics. You
Right.
know, are you gonna get viruses? So I did that for 6 months. I topped out at like $22 an hour. Because it's all commission.
Sure.
So another guy gave me a chance upstairs. A guy named Kevin. He was a manager of clearance. Now, clearance was actually what the word is. It was a clearance department for furniture. So at our store, if people return the furniture, we don't put it back on the floor for you to. We don't sell it new again. We put it in clearance. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. Right.
We knock the price down to sell it in clearance.
Right.
So that's when I learned how to sell furniture. That's when I started realizing I was good at this, and
Mm,
that actually changed my life. That my income increased dramatically. You know what I mean?
wow. Wow. That's good.
So I was real good at selling furniture. Um, because when you're selling furniture, you want them to sit down on it, you want them to feel it, you want them to lay on it, you want to know how the color looks, how the house looks. Now you have to be a good salesman. You have to give them a vision. You have to be like, okay, if this is in your house, where are you going to put it? How much room do you have? How far is it going to be from the TV? Where are you going to put the TV?
Mm,
What does this fabric feel like? Do you like leather? Do you tend to sweat when you're on leather?
mm,
Do you have pets? Do you have small children? You
that's
have to
good.
come with them. You basically have to feel them out to
Right.
get what they want. Then the
Right.
main thing you got to do is you got to give them a few choices. You got to give them at least 3 choices.
That's
You don't
good.
steer them to one thing because everybody needs a choice. You know what I'm saying? As far as like what they like.
Right.
But at the same time, okay, let's say they come and they say I like brown or I like dark gray. You show them 3 different dark gray sets or 3 different brown sets. Or if they're looking for a color, you have to tell them, okay, let me show you these shades of these colors. Because this is going to be a darker brown. This is going to be like a medium brown. This might be a rust brown. And then you
That's
take it from
good.
there. Also, you need to know the main thing. What's the main thing? The price.
Okay. Okay.
The thing about our furniture store, we sell everything from starter furniture. I call it starter furniture. You know what I'm saying? Apartment furniture.
Sure.
All the way to if you have a 5,000 square foot house.
Okay.
So you can buy a couch in there for $300, or you can buy a couch in there for $10,000.
Mm,
It's what you can afford and what looks nice.
right. 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 That's good. That's
And
good.
you have to
No,
ask them that too, because if you come in there, you got a young couple in their 20s. They might have some money, or they might not.
right.
You have to fill them out. Like I always tell them, I don't say, "Well, what can y'all afford?" Can't say that. You got to be nice about it. You got to say, "Well, let me ask you this: what's your price point?
Right. Right. Right.
You
Right.
know what I mean? Like, what's your price point?"
That's
And
good.
then
That's good.
they'll say, "You like that? Don't you?
That's
You
good.
like those?"
Yeah. That's nice. That's nice, man.
And I'm gonna tell you another thing too, man. You funny, man. Like about selling furniture, man, is that I always try to come to work looking very neat every day.
That's good.
You know what I mean?
That's good. Yeah,
Because
that attracts people.
I'm a big guy. I'm not small.
Right. Right.
I
Right.
can I can look a little intimidating.
Right.
So like right now at my job, you don't have to wear a tie, but I still wear a tie every day.
Mm,
I feel like I have to wear a tie. I don't feel
right.
like I'm dressed up unless I wear a tie.
Right. 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 Have you ever tried glasses to kind of like soften the appearance?
Oh, they're gonna own it. They're gonna old areas right there, man. That's the old area.
No, no, no. I wasn't trying to jaw. I was
Uh,
just curious.
no, man, I've never done that. I might try that, man. I never done it. I know another guy that does that. He he got dreads and stuff, and like he softens it with glasses.
Okay. All right. All right.
You're right though. That does soften it.
Right.
I like that.
No,
That's funny.
I wasn't trying to be funny.
Do that, though. You're right. It is guys who do that.
Okay. Now, what have you learned about furniture quality, or how has being in the business for 5 years, how has it changed you regarding your choice of furniture?
Okay, like in my house right now, I know. Well, I'm not gonna say no names because, like you said, this is on a podcast, and I don't want to get, I don't want to talk about a certain furniture company.
Right.
And get people be like, well, that guy says don't buy it. But let me tell you like this: it's a certain popular furniture company that everybody likes it. They have a lot of stores, but their furniture is not that well. It's not that great. Now, before I sold furniture, I didn't know any better. So you would have thought, man, they got to be great. They got 600 locations all over America.
Right.
But when you start working there, let me tell you like this. You have some furniture that's made out of hardwood.
Right.
And then you have some furniture that's made out of particle board.
Mm.
You have some furniture, in your mind, because you're a salesman, you've been working there 5 years. You know, if I sell them this piece and it's fake leather, and I know it's fake leather, but if I lie to them and say it's real leather, that about 2 years they're gonna be mad at me.
Right.
Because it's gonna peel.
Right.
So let me tell you some good brands. So good brands: Flex Steel, Bernhardt, Bassett. You heard of Bassett, right?
Yes.
You heard of Bassett. So we sell all those things. We have some middle. So let me tell you like this about my store. Like I told you before, there's something for everybody. So, but what I try to do is, I'm not gonna sell you this piece because you said, well, man, I got $600, man, and I'm just looking for something. I'm gonna ask you first. What if you could spend 800 and it'll last you 7 years instead of spending 600 in the last 2 years?
Mm.
What if you can get more wear out of your product?
That's good.
You know what I mean? Okay, like the furniture I'm on now. The designer is called Michael Nicholas. Everybody knows he's a good designer. I got lucky because I worked there. I caught it out of clearance at half price.
Right.
Now this is $1,000 couch, but I got it for $499.
Oh, that's nice.
But I knew it was quality. Like the only thing wrong with this. Can you see it?
Yes.
So it's simple. It ain't a place for you, man. But it has down feather in it. Down feather. So it has actual feathers in it. So sometimes the feathers come out. You know what I mean? They that's the only problem I have with this. But it's very solid. It's almost like a bed. Like if I have company, like my family come over, whatever, they can sleep on this couch. It's like a bed. It's big as a bed.
Wow.
The couch is 8 feet long.
Oh wow. Yeah, those feathers come out of my sofa too. So I thought that was just my sofa. So that's good to know.
Yeah. No. Down feather's good. I mean, you have synthetic foam and you have down feather. Now I also got this. Let me see. That's my little recliner right there.
Right.
Now that's made by Flex Steel. It's a power recliner with power headrest and also power lumbar for your lower back.
Okay.
The good thing about that is that Flex Steel is known for their durability because it's made with reinforced steel. That's why it's called Flex Steel.
Okay.
Like they actually have reinforced steel, in the frame.
That's good.
So if you're a big guy or anything, it's not going to sink. It's not going, I've had both of these pieces over 3 years. I've had no problems. Now, only thing wrong, working in the furniture store, you see new pieces all the time. So you're like, man, I want to get that new piece.
Right.
So I got my own new piece that I want.
Right.
I'm going to get it sooner or later. But, yeah, like, again, you get what you pay for, man.
That's good.
Like,
that's good. Now, what have you learned about human psychology, about people that you never know before you started working here?
Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whatever time it is in your time zone. At least on my time, it's after church, and I don't know about you, sometimes after church I'm just lacking energy. Courtney.
Yes?
Can you get me a one of them vitamins that your mama takes?
Here you go, Daddy.
Let me try one of these. Tastes pretty good.
My God, Kim, what do you have in there? It's made with vitamins B9 and B12. It's great for my overall health. It's made with pectin, a unique fiber in fruit peels. It's simple and delicious. Kim, did you know that more people search apple cider vinegar in the U.S. than tea? Google has 15,000 people searching that word every day in the U.S. alone.
Kim, how can more people get this gummy?
If you want to support the podcast, or if you're looking to improve your health, you can order these gummies at https://go.goalie.com/becoming disciplined. Don't forget to use our promo code Becoming Disciplined.
I've learned a lot of things. Number one, don't ever prejudge someone. You could be the bummiest looking cat coming in there and have $100,000 in your pocket or in your bank account.
Wow.
And sometimes people have a tendency to do that, to prejudge. You never prejudge. My thing is this: if you're in there, you want something. You're looking for something.
That's good.
You come in there, you got to be looking for something.
That's right.
Number two, you have different types of buyers. You have analytical people, you have drivers, you have people that go along to get along, and you have like brand name shoppers. Those four types. Those are 4 types actually.
Right.
So brand name shoppers, they want to brag to their friends they got a massage couch, an $8,000 couch. You know what I mean? It's a conversation piece. They want to put it in the room and don't sit on it. You know what I mean? Don't sit on it.
Right.
And then you have the ones that are analytical. They want to know the exact specs, the exact, as far as it fitting into your. Actually, you would want to have those kind of shoppers because they don't usually return stuff because they know what they want. You know what I'm saying? They measure and they know what they want. You have drivers. Those are people that know what they want. They don't care. They don't want to see nothing else. They don't want to see They looked online. They want to see it, and if they like it, they're gonna buy it right then and there. Okay. They don't want to know all the questions and everything. They don't want,
Right.
And then you have people you can persuade them to get almost what you want.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Those are those easygoing shoppers.
That's good.
I mean, everybody's a little bit of mix of both. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I've also learned, I'm not being chauvinist, but women do run the sale when it comes to couples. Women run the sale.
Right.
Because I think us guys, man, I think if it wasn't for like women, we'd probably be living in boxes or something. Like that's true. I'm telling you, that's true. I've seen couples in there, man, families. They be like, "Baby, just whatever you want." Yeah, okay, great, okay, yeah. I'm keeping you happy. I've seen that before.
Right. Now, I'll edit this out if you want me to. I'm gonna ask you a tougher question. The fact that you're in shape, the fact that you look young, the fact that does that ever cause problems for you when you're selling to a couple? You know what I'm saying? Like,
Okay, no, you don't have to edit it out at all. No, I'm gonna tell you what I do. I always keep my attention on the man.
Okay.
No matter what.
Okay.
No matter how good the woman looks, no matter how, I always look at the man first. Always.
Okay.
To show their respect.
Right.
Always look at the man first.
Right. Now, I figured that would be challenging because, like you said, the woman runs the sale, but you're having to give the man that attention. So I know that.
No, you got to, man. You got to do that. Now, I know I have coworkers that I know, like, we have some pretty women work there. They have a hard time selling the couples.
Oh, wow.
Because they don't want, the wife don't want the man. The man might let's get her.
Right.
We getting him. They might get someone, I guess less attractive or whatever. You know what I'm saying? But it works in my favor. I'm not gonna lie to you. Now, as far as my people,
Right.
I sell to a lot of sisters. That helps out.
Right.
Out a lot. But I'm gonna tell you something funny. Being that I'm a black man and everything, you have to be you have to tailor your sale to the person. You get what I mean?
Sure.
So what I mean by that is, if I'm dealing with somebody that seems like they're very comfortable talking to me, then I can be comfortable with them and just. And I'm not saying nothing crazy, but I'm saying like just being very nice. Just
Right.
being, letting them take their time. You know what I'm saying?
Sure.
Because most sisters, they're not drivers. I know people think they are, but they're not when it comes to furniture. They just want to. Most of them really want quality, but they don't know how. Sometimes they don't know what to look for. You have to
Okay.
show them what to look for. You know what I mean?
Right.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, it's. I don't want to get into that. I was going to tell you about some races or
Right.
like I do have a hard time selling a certain races,
Okay.
but you'll be amazed who it is.
Okay. Now
It
we'll leave that one alone. We'll leave that
Okay.
one alone.
Okay.
I will leave that one alone. But
Because I think that because I'm gonna be honest with you, most of our Caucasian brothers, they think I play football,
oh, okay.
so that gets me in. That helps out. They think I play sports,
Oh, okay. All right.
so it's not that, but
Right.
it is. Some people, they are literally scared of me.
Oh,
Like
wow.
no, like no, like
Right.
like no, we're fine. No, like you can see them looking at the tag and everything. You can see them measuring, looking at the tag. So you guys need some help. I see you guys like this piece. Oh no, like okay, all right, my bad. Yeah,
now,
what's up?
I got some generic questions now for
Okay,
you
yeah, no,
that
you
I
good?
ask of all our people. All right.
Yeah.
What book outside the Bible that has had the biggest impact upon your life?
Ooh.
Now, as you're thinking about that, also, since you've been a salesperson,
Mhm,
is there separate question? We'll ask it, put them together. Is there
mhm.
a book on sales that has been the most helpful to you as well? So overall, what book outside the Bible has had the biggest impact? And then if you've read a sales book that helped you, you can throw that in there as well.
Um, man, that's a good question, man, because I've read a lot of books, but let me say it like this. I forgot the name of the author, man. It was three books that these books are old. They came out in the '80s, but I've got all three, and they're about Martin Luther King's life, and it goes into extreme detail about his
Mhm.
life. And I love that book. I've read that book, all three of them, maybe two or three times a piece. Um, and the reason why, because on the surface of us not knowing, we know how hard his life was. I mean, he died.
Sure,
He died for his cause, but
sure,
you don't know how hard his life was going into, like, like his whole upbringing.
right.
Like, and what I mean by that, it takes a special person. We always think we have hard lives now. Like I talk to young people because I work with young people too. We have people in my job from their 20s all the way to their 60s, 70s, and a lot of young people take their lives for granted. And I always try to tell them, like, man, you don't know how hard things were 20, 30, 50 years ago.
Right.
You need to read more. But I would say those books influenced me a lot. Now, not just those books. I mean, I love political books, man. I love political books. Uh, there's plenty of books I can name, man. But I think that one for certain. Those three books. Now, I've been getting into a lot of books about historical white flight lately. Like, I have a book about. I think it's called White Flight in Dixie. Yeah, that's what it's called, White Flight in Dixie. It's
Okay.
about how white flight happened in Atlanta. Atlanta's always known as a black city,
Right.
but their white flight started in the '60s.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
And it just talks about how, like, basically Atlanta. The reason why it progressed so well is that the white business leaders decided to integrate, without hesitation, because they
Right.
want that. You know what? That's how Atlanta became like the capital of the South. and in turn like the Black Mecca. You know what city was supposed to be the Black Mecca?
Huntsville? No, I don't know. I don't know.
No. Guess what? It's close to Atlanta. It's right in the middle of the South.
Memphis?
No, no. Birmingham.
Oh wow. Okay.
But you know, things happen. Remember Bull Connor, all that civil rights, the civil rights struggle in Birmingham, the bombs.
Birmingham is what they used to call it.
Birmingham, that's right. That sort of messed up their, business as far as locating there. Number two, they didn't finish I-20 in time in Alabama.
Okay.
Because our interstate system is for commerce also.
Right.
But they didn't finish that in time. But I've read that book too lately. I read a lot of musical books too, like musical autobiographies. Like I even bought one about Scarface.
And you said maybe that's why we bonded because
of music.
Well, no, it wasn't. No. I was talking about Dr. King.
Oh,
where I grew up watching reading Dr. King books, and there's really three people I studied, well, four if you count Jesus. But I studied Dr. King, and this is gonna sound weird, Bruce Lee and Michael Jordan. You know what I'm saying? Those are the three
Bruce
people.
Bruce Lee is not weird, man, because he was a man.
Right.
Did you see that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood?
Yeah, made me mad, man. Matter of fact,
the way they portrayed him, man, I think that was crazy too, man. They shouldn't have did that.
Yeah, I asked the Kung Fu. I interviewed this guy called the Kung Fu Genius, and and he's a martial arts black belt.
Yeah,
and he basically he was a Kung Fu black belt, a Wing Chun black belt as well. Wow. And he basically said that that Tarantino won't admit it publicly, but he has a friend that Tarantino has because of Tarantino being close to that guy Carradine.
Yeah.
And remember how he was Kill Bill?
Yeah, David Carradine. Yeah.
Because of he being close to David Carradine, he's got an axe to grind against the memory of Bruce Lee. So that's why.
I can see that because Bruce Lee was supposed to have that role for Kung Fu back then.
Right.
But they gave it to Carradine because Carradine was white back then. They weren't ready for an Asian lead, in a show in the 70s.
Well, they're trying to refute that and say that wasn't true. They always try to rewrite history. You know what I'm saying? But with all that in mind, man, at becoming.
Now I'm gonna tell you about sales. Now, as far as sales, it's not a book, man. We get a lot of training on sales too. We get a lot of training on sales. That has helped me a lot. I've had managers that helped me a lot. I've had managers that taught me what to say, as far as like when to say it. Because one thing you can't be is aggressive.
Okay.
Not too aggressive. Especially like I told you. Because Eric, what are you, 6'3"?
Yeah, 6'3".
See, I'm 6'1", but I'm still tall. But you 6'1" and you talking to somebody 5'5".
Right.
You can't stand over them, and you have to be,
Right.
It's almost like acting, man. Selling is like acting. It's like being a good actor.
That's good.
Man, I got a coworker, man. This guy looks like a nondescript, normal guy. But his voice, see, I still got that southern twang. He has like a radio voice, man. And he's our number one salesman. And he makes buku money, like buku.
Wow.
Because he's so smooth.
Right.
He's like you'll walk in there. I've seen dudes, you'll walk in there. Say you walk in there with your wife and your kids. He'll be like, hey, how you guys doing? Is there any way I can make this store smaller? I know you're overwhelmed. You're gonna be like, and then like when he talks about like the warranty and stuff, like he'll get his voice to get real low. Like, let me ask you something right quick. What is, like, do you have any pets? Do you have any kids? He has a like, he's actually from Canada.
Wow.
But he has a smooth voice. He's our age. He's like 46, 47. And then he's all gray though. So I'm gonna tell you something about sales too. When you have a lot of gray hair, that sort of helps because that gives you more of an authoritative look. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Because the younger kids have a harder time selling because they look like kids.
Wow.
So if you come to work, you got earrings in your ear, and they can see a tat on you or a tat right here, you're not gonna make any money.
Wow.
But if you come in there looking formal, the gray hair helps. You know what I mean?
Amen.
The presence, the neatness. because I do have coworkers. So I'm not throwing them on the bus, but some coworkers come in there like they slept in their clothes. I do have coworkers look like that.
Right.
Like I send my stuff to the cleaners every week. I probably spend $200 or $300 a month on cleaners.
Smart. It's smart.
Yeah,
Now,
man, but yeah. But
now, becoming disciplined, we examine discipline or organization in the following areas. And Sean, I have to repeat this for all my guests, so don't worry about it. All right. So we look at spirituality, mental discipline, physical discipline, emotional intelligence, financial discipline, time management, and home and data organization.
Okay.
Now, which of these do you consider? I'm going to read them to you again. But
Okay.
which of these do you consider your strong points? Which are areas that could use some work? And if you've got a weak point, what's your plan in 2022 to take on your weak point? So let me read it to you again.
Good. That's a good one, man, actually.
Yeah, listen for the strong point, listen for the weak point, and with the weak point, do you have a plan? So we have spirituality, mental discipline, physical discipline, emotional intelligence, financial discipline, time management, home and data organization. Which of these is the strong points? Which is the weak point? And what can use some work?
So strong point, of course, would be physical discipline. But another discipline I've gotten strong at, because you have to out here in the city, is time management. You have to have time management when you live in the city. What I mean by that is you have to manage your day every day. You can't leave anything up to chance when you live in a big city. Well, you live in DC. So, when you, like coming from Jackson, Mississippi to Dallas, I knew in Jackson, I can get in my car 10 minutes before I had to be at work and get to work on time. But this is how my day goes every day. I'm going to tell you, I had to be working at 11:30 a.m. I know in my mind, I need to go to bed by 11:30 or 12 p.m. I mean, that night.
Right.
I need at least 7 hours of sleep so I can be focused, sharp. Also, if I want to go to the gym, I need to have my clothes on, ready to go by 8 o'clock, because I know I want to spend an hour and a half in there, maybe 2 if I feel good. So I know I want to sit in the sauna. I know I want to do these body parts. You know what I mean?
Right.
They leg day. I know I want to do my legs day. I know that's going to take a little more than doing the chest or shoulders or whatever. I know I have to leave my house 30 minutes before I have to get to work, even though I might be early, but that's just a habit. I need to leave my house at 11 o'clock a.m.
Okay. I
need to fill my tank up, because when you live out in the city, you don't want to work. You don't cut, thin ice like I'm gonna put 5. Well, you can't do it anyway. That was back in the day when we was young. But I can't put $10 in the tank and I'll be good for a week. I always fill my tank up. I know every Sunday, on the second Sunday, I need to fill my tank up no matter what. But that has become a strong point for me because it had to. Now weaker points, I'm not gonna lie to you, my spirituality, because I tend to question everything. My finances are better because I make more money because I'm working, but I do want a house. But I'm gonna tell you something crazy about it here in Texas. It's getting so expensive here. Remember how DC was back in the day?
Right.
Texas now. So all the Californians are moving to Texas. So let's say 6 years ago, you could buy a house for like $170. That same house is now $400,000. Like everybody's moving here. Everybody's moving here.
Wow.
Dallas Fort Worth has 8 million people now.
Wow.
Like everybody's moving here.
Yeah. I know my favorite podcaster, Joe Rogan, has moved there.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, everybody's leaving California, man. I'm serious. I sell furniture. I would say 3 out of 10 people I sell furniture to, they just came from California. And they talk about, man, it's. You would think they out there like it's a war, like it was a war going on out there, like they just
right.
Hey man, we're glad we left. We got out of there. We got out like they. But I could work on my spirituality, definitely, man. And I'm gonna tell you like this: my emotional intelligence. I'm not 100% there, but I've came such a long way.
Right.
Well, you know my story, man. When we were young. I mean, I used to beat myself in the head over that for years. But now, I guess that comes through time and age. I become a lot more calm with life.
Amen.
You know what I mean?
Amen, bro.
Because you can't,
Amen.
you have to. You know,
Sure.
it's either survive, thrive, or or sink. Sink.
Right.
But like I said, I need to work on my spirituality. What was another one, man? It was another one. What was the other one?
Oh, I said spirituality, mental
Yeah.
discipline, physical discipline, emotional intelligence, financial discipline, time management, and home and data organization.
Okay, home and data organization. I had to get that straight. That's another. That was a weak point for me too.
That's good.
Because there was a time I was free. Always free. Like things don't take care of themselves. But when you get older, man, especially if you're by yourself, you have to take care of everything.
Right.
You are your captain of your destiny, no matter what.
Right. Well, since you mentioned that, all right, I'm gonna throw it out there. I can delete this if you want me to delete it. All right.
No,
In case I get any questions over here in Virginia, all right, or in case I get any comments, all right. Do you have any plan? Are you even open to the idea of marriage, Brother Sean?
Yeah, I want to be married.
Okay, all right.
My problem, man, I think I'm gonna be real with you. I think my problem was when I was in my 30s, I was in love with somebody that didn't love me the same, and that hurt me.
Wow.
We shacked up. We lived together for 4 years. We dealt with each other off and on for like about 12 years, 13. About 13 years off and on.
Okay.
And I man, I messed over a lot of good women because of her. You know what I mean? I'm just being real. I've had some good ones I should have been married to.
Wow.
I should have married the girl I moved out here. When I moved out here.
Wow.
I have regrets, man. I'm not gonna lie to you. Especially we're approaching 50. It's coming.
I hear you, brother. I hear you, man. It's
believe
right
it or
around
not,
the corner.
I know I might look in shape, but I'm telling you, wake up in the morning, you're like, oh God, clack. Oh, I forgot to tell you, I go to a chiropractor.
Oh, okay. All right.
You ever heard of the Joint? It's like a franchise chiropractor.
Yes.
So all you do is pay $80 a month, and you get your back cracked five times.
Oh wow. Well, I went to one and they helped me 2 times because I had a bad back. Yeah. But then one time the guy, he hurt me. You know what I'm saying? Like he hurt a brother bad. But I mean, there was 2 times where I needed to perform on stage, and he fixed me where I could perform. So
man, dude, I'm telling you, it feels so good, man.
Yeah,
you feel like a new man.
Yes. If you get the right one, it could be amazing. But now you mentioned Atlanta, man. Let me ask you a question.
What's that?
Let me ask something. Let me ask you about your fraternity brother. You being a single man, all right. What is your perspective on Kevin Samuels? What are your thoughts? Have you ever checked out any of the podcasts?
Yeah, I have. I actually, man, I was following Kevin Samuels, man, when he was actually when he was working with dudes, like he was critiquing guys. You know what I mean?
Right.
So the first time I heard Kevin Samuels was actually, I want to say January or February of 2020, like right before the pandemic hit.
All right.
I'm gonna tell you good and bad. The good thing is this, man. I agree with him. I would say I agree with him by maybe 75%, because I'm on the dating scene, man. It's hard out here, man.
Right.
And in this new age, the way I'm trying to word my words carefully. You know what I mean?
I hear you, brother. So you are talking to, just as a reminder, you are talking to 1,000 people. You ain't just talking to me.
Okay. So I think because of social media has killed dating, honestly.
Right.
Really bad. Number 2, a lot of women. I don't know if you. Well, yeah, you're on social media too. A lot of women do a lot of filters and all that stuff, and they think they really look like that. You know what I mean? Like they filter their skin, they contour their nose and all that, and
Right.
And they tend to, like, man, I'm gonna tell you like this. Me being single, me living in a big city, I've never seen so many women that like to go out in their 40s and 50s that still like to go out.
Wow.
I'm talking about clubbing. I'm talking about like out.
Right.
Like you could tell them, hey, let's go to dinner. It's my treat. I got you. Right. Well, me and my girl's going here on Friday, and well, what about Saturday? Well, I'm going here on Saturday. But then those be the same women talking about there's no good men.
Mm.
So Kevin Samuels, I've seen what he's talking about. When you live in the city, I've seen that.
Okay.
Now I like him, man. He's a little raw now.
Right.
But I mean, why do they call it show? They must. If somebody gonna talk about me like that, I wouldn't call it show. You know what I mean?
Right.
Especially when they be like, I'm an 8. No, you ain't. You're a 4. Like I don't 100% agree with that because you have to be a little more gentle, But
Right,
I
right.
know why he does that because in his mind and a lot of guys' mind, being gentle that tends to baby that person. You know what I mean? Like they really think they got it like that, or they look like that.
Right.
And a lot of women hate them because they can't. I don't know if you remember that guy. I'm gonna tell you what else helped Kevin Samuels out also. I don't know if you remember what's that guy named? Big dude, big dating coach, big guy.
I forgot his name. Yeah, but
Jackson, Derek Jackson.
Yes. The guy who got
his downfall probably helped Kevin Samuels.
Right.
Because his stick was like women can do no wrong. You know what I mean? Like you have to go above and beyond as a man. And I'm gonna tell you something, man. I've been romantic. I've went above and beyond before. Sometimes I don't work for certain women.
Right.
Honestly.
Right. Okay. Now, question. You mentioned something. Let's backtrack a little bit before we get out of here. You mentioned something about a sauna. Question: How much time when you do sauna time? How many minutes do you do in the sauna, and then how many days a week do you do the sauna?
So I go to the sauna. I usually go. Okay, so sometimes I'll go. Like, let's say I get off work at 8. I'll go over at 8:30 because my gym will close at 11, and I might sit in there an hour off and on.
Okay.
Now, I can't sit in there an hour straight because things could happen because you got to keep yourself hydrated. So I'm gonna say, when I go to the sauna, I'll probably go 3-4 times a week, about 3 times a week, more like 3, and I'll probably stay there at least 30 minutes.
Okay.
I love it, man.
I'm sorry. For your workouts, do you do chest and back at the same time, or chest and triceps, or do you do biceps? Or how do you break out your workouts when you mentioned
right
doing
now,
body
the
parts?
workout I'm on a pretty tough workout, but I'm noticing at my advanced stage. Actually, I used to do this workout about 12 years ago. Now, when I was able to 12 years ago, I was able to flow through it.
Right.
But now I take my time. I'm older. You know what I mean? I'm not gonna hurt myself. So this workout, one day it's chest, shoulders, and tries. Then it's back, traps, and buys. Like pull. It's really like push, pull, leg.
Okay.
It's push, pull, leg. That's basically what it is.
Okay.
Push, pull, and legs.
Okay.
And what I mean by push, bench, shoulders, and tries. Push.
Okay.
Pull is like back. You pulling.
Right.
And biceps, pull, and traps. You pulling. See, you're pulling.
Okay.
And then legs, I do deadlifts, squats. I still try to squat, man, because at one time I was top heavy.
All right.
Because this is back in the Rock when Rock first came out and all that. I want to be. Everybody wanted a super big upper body. Like.
Right.
You got to hit them legs, man. You're gonna look crazy. You got to hit them legs.
Amen, brother.
You got to hit them
Amen.
legs. I got the part. I see guys at the gym all the time, man. They don't hit them legs, man. You got to hit them legs.
Amen.
But now that we're getting older, like I told you, I wrap my knees no matter what.
Right.
Because I don't want to hear that crunch sound.
Right. Now, how much aerobics do you do? Do you just do basketball for aerobic, or do you do
basketball, man? Man, I'm gonna tell you something, man. Now, one thing I miss about back home, I used to do boot camp back home, and I was in the best shape of my life. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Okay.
I mean, I was going there 4 days a week. I'm talking about this is like straight up functional strength. Like, you ever heard of F45?
No, never.
So I think it's all. I'm sure it's in Virginia too. They got something called F45. It's like functional training for 45 minutes, but it's like franchise. So I used to do something like that, but it was a boot camp.
Okay.
Like, I'm talking about a bunch of jumping, running, push. Man, I literally was 200. That's why I was only 205, 210 when I came out here, because I was still doing that. I don't do as much aerobics as I used to. I ain't gonna lie to you, as I should. I play basketball twice a week. That's my aerobics. But I try to use the sauna as cardio too. You know what I mean? Because you do sweat all pound.
Right.
Well, more like water.
Yeah. Dr. Rhonda Patrick says that if you do sauna for at least 20 minutes, that it's like a low aerobic workout where it'll elevate your heart rate to like a nice walk.
Yep.
It's like a nice walk. So
it's relaxing too, man. Let's say I know you don't partake in I don't think you partake in the spirits, do you?
No, not at all. Not at all.
Let's say if you did partake in spirits, you go to the sauna, it's gonna be out of your system probably within 20, 30 minutes.
Oh wow.
You'll sweat it out,
Wow.
Or let's say you ate bad, that'll help out too.
Okay. Well, I am the DMX of carbohydrates. You know what I'm saying? So, but question, man, when you're at the sauna, what degree do you have the sauna on? What degree?
It's already set. Like I noticed, I think the dry sauna is hotter. I want to say it was at 180.
Okay.
I think the wet sauna is like at 130.
Okay. That's good to know. I
go to Lifetime, so the gym I go to is like they have a wet sauna and a dry sauna.
Okay.
What I mean by wet sauna, steam, straight steam.
Okay.
And then dry is just you sitting there, you're gonna sweat on your own. It's just hot up in there.
Right. Yeah. So I do 160 for 20 minutes, four times a week. So.
Oh, good, man. Good.
Yeah,
Where'd you go?
Just a YMCA. I don't have the expensive one, but the YMCA is pretty close. I live out in the middle of nowhere now. So
Caroline County, right?
Caroline County, the home of the Lovins.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, the home of the Lovins.
Woodbridge, right?
Well, we moved down from Woodbridge in 2004.
Oh, you've been out there that long?
Yeah. We've been out here that long, man. It's been a while.
Because my brother, I told you my brother moved to Atlanta in July, and he used to live in Woodbridge.
Okay. Well, Kim's little brother lives in Atlanta now.
Okay, good.
Yeah, Kim's little brother lives in Atlanta now. Now, Sean, where can people find you and your furniture store in Texas? And what days of the week do they need to come in to get Sean Bowser?
You can find me. I'm there. I'm off Mondays and Fridays.
Okay.
So I work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday.
Okay. And what's the name of the furniture store?
It's called NFM, or it's short for Nebraska Furniture Mart.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you what you need to do. Go on YouTube, or tell the listeners. Go on YouTube and just Google NFM Texas. You'll see how big it is. It's huge, man.
Okay. We will definitely.
I love working there. I've been working there. Like I said, I've been working there 5 years. It's probably the best job I've ever had, man. Seriously.
That's awesome.
And it's. I have a very nice middle class life now because of that job. Honestly.
That's nice. Yeah. That's nice, man.
I'm just being honest. I'm being real. Like, you have to sell though. You have to sell.
Right.
Be there.
Right. Now, does it ever get a little dicey or competitive among your fellow coworkers?
Yes. Because we don't use the up system. You hunt for your food.
Okay.
What I mean by that, you walk around and ask people for help. You don't. It's not like, hey, it's your turn. You need to go see what they want. You have to be a go-getter. You have to be. You can't sit back and not say anything. You're not going. Closed mouths don't get fed.
That's good to know. That's good
to know. You have to walk up, even if you don't want to. You might be uncomfortable. You might be shy. I'm gonna tell you something. One thing that this job has helped me. It helped me become a better speaker, talking to people. And it also helped me. I know this is funny. It helped my accent a little bit.
Okay.
Coming from Mississippi, I was like, man, look here. I can't do that. You have to open your mouth and speak.
Right. That's good.
Now,
man.
I can do that if you're from Mississippi, Alabama, and we've been talking. I could probably switch it back to that a little bit, but I have to talk a little more
enunciate.
Enunciate and pronounce.
That's right. Amen, brother. Amen.
But not to the point where it's fake. I can't be like, hello, guys. How are you? I'll be right back.
Amen, man. Amen. No,
Yeah.
so no Brian Gumble. You're not going the Brian Gumble route yet, right?
Man, if I could, I would.
All right. Well,
Like,
Sean, my dear brother, we can't thank you enough for coming on. You didn't have to do this. You didn't need to do this. We truly appreciate it. You have the last word.
no,
Do you have any closing thoughts for our audience? And just so you know, our audience is, I call them the Get Better Club. They're
Okay.
30 to 55-year-olds, and they're just trying to become a better version of themselves. Any closing thoughts for our audience?
Hey, one thing I got to say, I like that, what you just said. Every day I strive to be a better version of myself. You know, I came a long way. I'm not going to lie to you. And what I would say to your listeners is that, like what you just said, just always become a better version of yourself. You know, it's not going to be overnight. You know, it might take some time, but you know, if you're going through anything hard time, I've learned that life does get better. I've learned that personally, that life does get better. Seriously.
Amen. If you enjoyed Sean Bowser as much as we did, we ask you to check him out at the Nebraska Furniture Mart in Dallas, Texas.